Hey student, watch this video and learn how to plan your English study routine, especially if you study alone and need some ideas to help you keep going in the direction of English fluency. If you don't know me very well, hello, I'm Teacher Prix and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, yes, because every week I post different kinds of English lessons to help you become a better and more confident English speaker. So consider subscribing, my friends. But now, let's keep rolling, shall we? Let's talk about study routine. And here, guys, on my channel, I help a specific level, okay? I help pre-intermediate and intermediate students to go from stuck to speaking in 6 months. And this level, guys, is a challenge because I've been there and I help students like that all the time. I have an academy, an online program where I focus on intermediate students. And at this level, without a clear plan, this becomes a burden. It becomes heavy. And what happens when you're feeling under pressure, when you're feeling like nothing works? You lose momentum, you lose motivation, you stop doing the work, you procrastinate, and you don't follow. You want to find many different ideas, many solutions, but nothing works. So one thing that I can tell you is, if you want to get back on track, the key to success is in the way you plan your study routine. But for a plan to work, you need to do the work. Always keep that in mind, okay? Now, guys, going straight to the point. Think of a cycle, okay? Think of a cycle. It goes again. It's a cycle, something happens, and then the cycle repeats itself. So I like to think of a study routine as a plan, as a cycle, okay? I go through this cycle, and then I will do it again. So it's something you always repeat, but it never stays the same. Oftentimes, the students think of repetition like something boring, like, oh, I have to repeat the same thing again. No, you have to repeat the process, okay? So you will think of a cycle. Your routine will always stay the same, but your weekly source will change, okay? So you will always repeat the process. You will always repeat the cycle, but your cycle will change in what aspect? In the sources you use on a consistent basis, okay? Your weekly source. And think about the internet nowadays. We have amazing sources you can use for free. Now we'll talk about a few things here in this video, so stay with me until the end, okay? Now, what does your cycle need to have, okay? What does your cycle absolutely need, okay? How to plan your study routine. I'm gonna teach you in this. This is important. These are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things you need to consider if you need to plan your study routine, okay? Let me fix something here on my camera. Here. Now, it's done. What are the 5 things? The first, duration. If you want to have a good cycle, your cycle needs to have the right amount of time, okay? So what is the frequency? How long is each cycle going to last? And you don't need to follow the calendar. Oh, every 7 days, every week, my cycle will change. My cycle lasts, my study routine lasts about 20 to 30 days because I like to complete it and integrate with many different activities, always focusing on the same subject, on the same source. I will talk about this more. But how long is each cycle going to last? And this answer depends entirely on the frequency you can study, okay? If you study twice a week, that's the bare minimum in my opinion, okay? If you want to think of a study plan, of a routine, minimum, in my view, 3 times a week actually. But if you only have 2 days a week, fine, okay. For you to finish a complete cycle of activities you need to do, you will need more than a week. Okay? And remember that the goal of organizing a study plan, a routine, is to improve your English, not just to check an item off your list. Oh, I studied simple past. Check. I'll never have to do it again. No, the focus is not just to get things done quickly, but to have results. And to achieve results, how long does each cycle have to last for you to improve, work, and keep going? Your cycle also needs to have a theme. That's what you're going to change every week or every 10 days or every 15 days or every 20 days like I do. What is the theme? And the theme is not a grammar point. Okay, oh, this week I'm going to study simple past. No, that's not the theme. That's a grammar point. Okay, what is the theme I want to study this week? Well, I want to talk about. What do you want to talk about? I was just talking to a student from the academy, and he went to Disney because he wanted to study the work culture at Disney. So maybe you want to talk about healthy work environments. That's your theme. Okay? Every week or every 10 days or every 15 days, it depends on how long your cycle is going to be. Okay? You're going to pick a theme, a subject, a conversation, a discussion. That's how you improve and your routine doesn't get boring, because there's always something interesting for you to read about, for you to listen about, for you to learn about. Okay? This is an amazing subject that I would love to read more about. Consequently, listen more about. Consequently, talk more about. And that's my cycle. That's how my cycles are organized. That's how you should plan your English study routine. Forget that basic mentality. Okay, this week we're going to learn verb to be. No, you're past that. Of course, you can go back to verb to be, but that's not should be the focal point of your study routine, okay? And then, okay, I picked the subject. I'm going to explore healthy work environments, the culture, what we need to consider about a healthy work environment. All right, now I'm going to use the free resources available. I'm going to search for articles to read. I'm going to search for videos or podcasts to listen to. I'm going to find vocabulary. Maybe I don't even need to have a vocabulary lesson. I will explore the vocabulary in the reading and in the listening materials that I find. And that is going to be my vocabulary practice. Okay. Maybe the next thing you're going to think of, okay, my speaking. I can speak about the reading and listening materials. I can prepare some questions. That's grammar. I can take some time and sit down to create questions. And creating questions, well, that's grammar. Oh, but I don't remember how to ask questions in English. Bazinga! Bingo! Watch a grammar video about how to ask questions in English. I have many videos about that here on my channel. So you see how the cycle works. The organization style will stay the same, but every week a new theme will be picked. Let's say then in 10 days you're going to focus on family, talking about your family. Oh, okay, interesting. Then you can read about, you have to be more specific. What exactly about family? Oh, how to deal with family gatherings. It may be difficult to meet the family during the holidays. So how to deal with family members during the holidays? Then you can read about that. You can study about that. Maybe you don't remember vocabulary about family members, so you can study about that. Okay? And then so on. Maybe you need to learn about how to describe family members and characteristics. That's a little bit of grammar and vocabulary. So resources, this is the part that you have to do the work to find the sources. But you need to define the theme first. Okay? With my students in my academy, I always define the module based on a conversation subject. And then they read about it, they listen about it, they have vocabulary about it, they have grammar points to help them improve their communication skills. Next thing, we're going to think of integration. I'm going to study for the next 10 days, 20 days. Okay, how am I going to connect? I can always connect listening and speaking, listening, writing, listening, vocabulary and speaking, listening plus pronunciation plus shadowing. These are amazing combinations. So every time you sit down to study, always think of combination, of pairing skills. Okay, so I'm going to work on grammar today. Well, maybe I can do some writing and use the grammar I studied. Maybe I can do some speaking. That's nice. So always think of integration, okay? And finally, review and move on. At least one day of your cycle should be dedicated to reviewing. And always keep in mind that you will not memorize everything you study. The students get this idea, this notion that they are supposed to memorize every word they study. So this week I'm going to study about house vocabulary renovation, house decor, and then I study 30 new words. But then by the end of my cycle, I don't remember all the 30 words. I didn't do a good job. This is awful. No, you're not supposed to memorize all the 30 words. Review and move on. Think of a new cycle. Think of a new thing you're going to study. Maybe next week I'm going to talk about sports. And think about a subject, because sports is very open. I need to narrow it down. And in one sentence, when you think of a theme, first you can be open. Okay, music. Okay, now I need to narrow it down and think of a phrase, because that will help you go on Google and type things for you to watch, for you to read. That's the goal, okay? This is basically what I do with my study plan cycle. I call it the 21-day cycle because I teach you how to follow a cycle, how to come up with your cycle. Here I'm giving you some tips, but they're in this PDF file that you can purchase. The link is in the description of this video. I'm going to show you so that you can take a look and see for yourself. I teach you how to get this done, okay? And how to build a productive cycle. Let's see if I can show you here on the screen. Let's see, did it go? Okay, I think now. Okay, now you can see it. So basically, when you purchase this the study plan cycle, you have here a short introduction, how to continue the plan. I also talk about it, how to continue, because in the PDF file you have the plan. Okay, you have here the plan for you to download and follow the 21-day study plan cycle. But I also teach you how to keep going. Okay. Here I have a complete module, how to keep going with the cycle. I have several videos here teaching how to continue, how to use the sources in your favor. Not to mention I put other lessons here, okay? I put the lessons about the secret to English fluency, connected to planning your practice, connected to understanding the importance of connecting the English skills, the power of integration. So they all have the PDF file here for you to download. How to continue the plan, as I explained. As a bonus, you have some other video lessons talking about the English skills in general, how to improve your listening comprehension, reading. My ebook, The 7 Secrets to English Speaking, it's a really nice ebook. And a bonus of a TV series, Practice, okay? It's really nice. And on top of that, continue the plan. Keep the cycle going. I give you ideas of suggestions of websites you can use and suggestions of themes. I think this is the biggest challenge students have. Oh, but how can I put together an idea? Okay, sports, but what exactly can I do? Can I search? Well, that's what you get in this Continue the Cycle PDF file that I created. The link is in the description if you're interested. Other than that, subscribe to my channel. Let's keep going because I have more tips for you, okay? Pay attention to your integrated practice. We're talking about planning, but there are two important parts here. We have planning and executing. So you have planning the weekly stuff, okay, your cycle, planning your cycle, then executing your cycle. These are different things. So perhaps when you start following the recommendations from this video, you will first need to plan. Okay, so this week I'm going to study 4 times. My cycle is going to be a 2-week cycle. So I'm going to plan the activities for this week and then for next week. Okay, it's going to be a 2-week cycle. Oh, I want to study about tourism in my city. What is the subject? What is the theme more specifically? Oh, the best tourist attractions in New York City. Okay. What do tourists like to do when they travel? That's a theme. That's a theme. That's a subject. Okay. So you plan. Oh, okay. I'm going to read. What am I going to read? You will have to search. You have to go on Google and type Oh, what are tourists looking for when they travel to the United States? And then you will choose one thing to read. Not many, it's one, okay, for the cycle. One reading material, because remember, you will integrate. I teach this in the study plan cycle. You will have to do different activities. So there is planning and executing. Many students stay in the planning part. They save many videos to watch later. Oh, I'm going to watch this video and then I'm going to watch the next video, but they never execute. Be careful. This is a trap. This can be very dangerous because it will always stay in this loop. I'm planning, but never executing. Planners don't change the world. Only people who take action actually have a chance of changing the world, Okay? First you plan, then you follow the plan. That's very important. And even if you purchase my study plan cycle, you read, there it's already planned. It's already there, everything you need to do. But then you have to execute. You have to take action, do the work. And remember, all the activities you do should be connected to the theme of the week. So if you want to study about pollution and the effects of pollution on children, that's a subject that you can read about, that you can listen about, that you can talk about. Many people think, oh, I don't know what to talk about. You don't have a theme. It makes it very difficult for you to practice your English speaking if you don't have a theme. Okay? This is very, very important. Speaking, every practice in your cycle should include a speaking exercise. Every time you study, let's say you're going to study during your cycle, 10 days, okay? Your cycle is a cycle of 10 days. Maybe it's going to take you 2 weeks, maybe it's going to take you 3 weeks, but it's a 10-day cycle. In the 10 days, there should be a little bit of speaking. You can connect your grammar with English speaking, your listening with English speaking, your reading, your vocabulary with English speaking. You can pick questions to answer to work on your English speaking, okay? And as I said before, grammar is not the theme of the week. Always think of a conversation. And this is the part where students struggle because you will need to spend some time planning, thinking, okay? With my students in the academy, they don't need to do this part. I do it for them. They have everything inside the academy to help them. In the study plan cycle, it's not like the academy. I show you how it works. I give you the chance to change and implement the strategies, but then after the PDF file is over, you have to continue. But even then, I teach you how to keep going and I give you recommendations so that you can keep practicing until you get the hang of it, okay? Now, guys, the plan only works if you do the work. My recommendations here, if you're planning your English study routine, is do not set unrealistic goals because that will only bring your motivation down, okay? If you set unrealistic goals, things are not going to work. Track your actions. You need to know what you're doing. You need to keep track, okay? Have a notebook and write down, okay, this week I did this, and that. At the end of the week, you should at least have an idea of what you did. Because oftentimes students come to me, oh, I don't know why my English is not improving. And then when I ask them, okay, so what did you do? What are you doing? How is the routine going? They don't have clear answers, okay? It's just like going to the doctor and you say, oh, I feel tired all the time. I feel sick. And then they ask, okay, what exactly hurts? How long what's going on? And then you don't know. You don't know how to answer. You don't know how to describe because you haven't kept track of how things are going, okay? Change the sources, not the process. The cycle stays the same. What is going to change is the materials you use, the readings, the listening activities, okay? Vocabulary, the grammar, but the process stays the same, okay? And finally, believe in yourself and have faith. Your present actions will eventually bring the results you're looking for. Results don't come immediately. You need to work for them. But always having this faith, this belief in yourself that it is going to work, but only if you do the work. And trust that the process is going to help you achieve the results you're looking for. The results don't come immediately. They take time, okay? And think about what is going to happen to your English if you study consistently. You will get better. There's no other way. You may not be perfect in 6 months or in 10 months or in a year, but boy, you're going to be better, okay? Start today so that you don't regret tomorrow. Always have faith in the process because that's what helps us at the end of the day. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. But other than that, I'll see you next time. Bye.